what was your experience with the recent flooding?
Well, our daughter woke us up at 1:30 in the morning and told us that the house was flooding, and it was went from just a little bit of water on the floor to about 2.5 feet of water throughout the entire house.
Wow. So what were your first initial thoughts when you heard that, like, your house was flooded?
Well, lots of different things kind of flooding through your mind all at once. My first thought was I wanted to prepare to make sure that if it gets really bad where we're not safe, that we have a bag or something to take with us of things that we would need, like, immediately. So I told my daughter to make a bag of things that she needed to take with her right away, and then start just taking things off of the floor and putting them on top of her bed and on shelves and in closets and stuff. So, and then as the water started rising and getting close to the electrical outlets, I thought of electrocution. So I made everybody go around and unplug everything. And then, by the time all that was said and done, we just were wading through all this water, and once we had done what we could, we just perched on top of the couch and with our feet out of the water, and we were awake all night long waiting for it to pass. Because once it came into the house, it kind of just stayed there, but it stayed there through the night, and then by 9 o'clock in the morning or so, it had left the house and went down.
Okay. So, were you at all prepared for the flooding?
Not at all. Not even a little bit. And now we know, knowing that Houston, a lot of places in Houston do flood a lot, we're going to have some plans. We've heard that, like, if you have milk crates kind of in your garage, that you can actually help save some of your furniture by putting them up on milk crates. And things that you can't necessarily move or lift, but you can put things up on milk crates to help save them. And besides that, you can't really ever be prepared for a massive amount of water coming into your house.
Okay, so what impact did the flooding have on your life?
Whew. It's pretty much impacted everything. We had to we spent a couple of nights at our house, but then after that, within 48 hours, we had to pack everything up and get it in storage and separate out what we would need for the next 6 to 8 weeks, because it's going to take them at least a couple of months to redo our house. It's been difficult, just emotionally, because I don't know, you're uprooted all of a sudden. Usually if you move, you're planning to move, or it's something that you control, but to have complete loss of control of what's happening in your life and just kind of go with roll with the punches, it's kind of hard to do that. And so we're finally getting through that. But the great thing is that my family worked really, really hard that whole week, working together. We only lost our temper with each other once or twice, so that's good, and it even didn't last for very long. So everybody just chipped in, and so actually, kind of in a way, it kind of brought us closer. But now we're just kind of tired of. We were living in a great house with some friends who were away for the summer, but we want to get back home. So we're just kind of adjusting to a temporary normal right now. But I don't think there's any long-term negative effects, and plus it's kind of, we've had to swallow our pride and allow people to help us. We like to help other people, but allowing other people to help us in a time of need is not as easy as you would think, because you just have to kind of release your control and swallow your pride and let people help you.
Who do you think has helped you the most throughout this entire process?
Well, besides my daughter Destiny and my wife Christina, our church has been a huge help. They have walked beside us. They're raising money to help us because we weren't insured for the belongings. The house itself was insured, which was great. But yeah, our church the whole time, we're members at a great church, and they've had us. Some people have been cooking meals for us. They're giving us gift cards, and one person just walked up and just handed us a check and said, "Here, do whatever you need to do to get past this." And so it's been a huge help.
So, yeah. So, what did you really learn from the experience, I guess?
I guess just learn to be prepared, and if something unexpected happens, to just lean on your family, lean on your church, and that with family and friends and community, that it's much easier to get past the unexpected things in your life, and also to ask insurance agents if flood insurance is covered, because we asked our insurance agent for full coverage, but apparently they didn't include flood insurance. So
yeah, what has the kind of recovery process been so far for you guys?
Good question. Well, I mean, getting out of the house, the contractors are there. They've pretty much, they're still demolishing some things, but so now we're just kind of waiting for them to rebuild our house. But we've started looking for new furniture and kind of pricing things and figuring out what that's going to be like, dealing with FEMA, filling out paperwork, and on the phone a lot with different agencies and different folks, just trying to put things back together and figuring out what our finances are going to be like, and just trying to piece it all back together. We know that it's going to take a while, even once we get back, to kind of get back to a full sense of normalcy. But the good thing is we're going back into a house that was better than it was before, and there's going to be we're going to end up with a fair amount of new furniture. Maybe we're going to have to take on to some new payments, but we'll just be replacing some things, and there is a bright side to parts of this. So.
Okay, thank you.